Okay, exclusive here on NewOrleansSaints.com and all of our in-house platforms. Who are you picking?
We're picking John DeCesare with the 62nd pick in the 2019
That is
NFL.
not a winning pick.
Gotcha.
But Mickey, going into this night, you don't have a first-round pick. Obviously, you have the second-round pick. But are the juices still flowing? Are the goosebumps still there?
Yeah, absolutely. This is look. I think the draft is a really exciting time for all of us. Personnel department, coaches, the whole organization. I don't see this being any different. You never know what can happen. There could be a trade made, or there could be some guys that don't get picked tonight that'll give us a much better idea of who we might get tomorrow, and there might be some surprises. So we're looking forward to tonight.
I don't think we have a great idea of the volume of work that goes into this, but can you put a number on the volume of work that goes into this?
It's a good question. If I had time to think about it, I probably could. But we've got 5 area scouts, 3 national scouts, a combine scout, Jeff Ireland, who's our assistant GM and college scouting director. We got Paul Zimmer, who's the college scouting coordinator. That's how many people is that? 10 or 11 people putting in, 50, 60, 70 hours a week for an entire year to this culmination. So it's a lot of work, a lot of effort. We've got coaches that do a lot of work once the season ends, and that doesn't count, some of the rest of us. So it's a lot of hours, a lot of work, but it's a passion for all of the guys that are with our club, and we all understand that, it's a lifeblood of a successful team.
I'm going to throw out a couple of names for you. You probably already have heard this, but I'm going to ask you about the commonality. Michael Thomas, Vaughn Bell, Roman Harper. What's the common thread there?
Well, let's see. 2 Ohio State, 1 Alabama.
Second-round picks.
They're all second-round picks. There you go. That's exactly right.
So when Saints fans look and say, okay, the team might not have a first-round pick, having had that kind of success, does that kind of give you the confidence that, hey, we'll be able to find another guy?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, listen, we've had a lot of success in every round for the most part. We've had first-rounders that have done well. We've had second-rounders. We've had third-rounders. We've had seventh-rounders. Zach Streif and Marcus Colston come immediately to mind. So, one of the things that has been a tenet of our organization is that we don't care how you get here, but once you're here, we're going to go by what we see, and Sean's going to play the best players, and they're going to coach everybody up, and we've had a successful formula that way, and so we can get a good player in the second round, and we can get a good player or two in the 5th round, and 6th round, and 7th round, the picks that we have. So we're excited about it.
How valuable is it to have that volume of picks in the 5th, 6th, and 7th rounds?
Yeah, I think, look, if you just do simple math, if you look at history of the percentages that work in that 5th, 6th, 7th round, the percentages are low. So the more volume you have, then the better chance you have to hit on a player. And look, we've got some roster spots this year. We're going to have more college free agents than we've had the last few years, and we've had a lot of success, with college free agents here. And so I know we'll find some good players in this year's class, and where they come from, we'll wait and see.
The college free agents is always kind of an underrated part of this franchise, but is that almost the equivalent of stealing a couple of picks?
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely, it is, and that's the history of our league. There's been, college free agents that have played, 10, 12, 14 years, that have been in the Hall of Fame, that have made Pro Bowls and all-pro teams, and been on Super Bowl winning teams. So it's part of the lifeblood of the NFL.
Now we're talking about the rookies, but we look at this roster, and this roster seems to be pretty stout, seems to have a good amount of depth. How difficult is it going to be to find a young guy who can get in and play, and not necessarily on special teams, but maybe a rotational player?
Yeah, look, I think with any team that's had success, the perception is that it's more difficult to make that team, but look, there's room for good players on every roster, and there's different ways to contribute. Whether you're starting offensive or defensive player, whether you're backing up a significant position, and whether or not you're contributing on special teams. So there'll be opportunities.
Now speaking of classes, we're talking about the rookie class, but had a pretty successful, it seems, free agent class. Just what are your thoughts on free agency and what this team was able to acquire?
Yeah, look, we go into every offseason with a laundry list of items that we want to get completed, and I wouldn't say we had every one of them filled, but we did the majority, and excited about the players that we got. We had a little curveball thrown to us with Max Unger retiring. But we were able to fill that spot with Nick Easton, so we're excited about that. We're excited about the defensive tackles that we signed, and a number of the other players that are going to come in, and we'll see what happens.
All right, we're looking for big things out of this team, out of the draft again, so good luck.
Thank you, John. Thank you.